Hey guys, Nicole here with Obscure Reptiles and Caging, and today we're going to see how good you are at identifying ball python morphs. So let's get started. Hey guys, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be showing you guys two different morphs. I'm going to be telling you what the morph is of one of them, and I want to see how many you guys can actually guess. I will give you guys the answers as we go, but I want to see in the comments below how many that you actually get correct. So we're going to start off with these two right here. One of these is an albino pied, and the other one is not. So, do you think A, this is an albino pied, or B, this is the albino pied? I'll put them up side by side, that way you get a second to look at them, compare, contrast, and I will tell you what it is and why it is. So if you guessed A is the albino pied, you were actually correct. This is actually an albino pied versus a candino pied. Now, candino is a little bit confusing. It's a little bit weird of one to start off with, especially for you guys who are newer. Candino is actually just a 100% het candy and 100% het albino, which ends up looking very similar to an albino. The way you can normally tell the difference is the candino in person has a lot more purples in its whites, and their eyes, instead of being like that bright red, tend to be more purple, more deep. And when they're actually in person side by side, it can still be pretty tricky, but you kind of really need to know the pairing, what parents produce this baby, but you can tell just by looking at them normally. Next, this one hopefully will be a little bit easier for you guys. These are two different clowns, and they are both female. One of these is a Mojave clown. The other one is not. So, do you think A, right here, do you think A is the Mojave clown? Or B, do you think this is a Mojave clown? When it comes to these two, they have very similar pattern. It's more or less the color that's different. But if you guessed A, you were incorrect. That is actually a leopard clown. The second one, B, is actually the Mojave clown. And the reason you can tell is the Mojave, when it comes to mixing that with clown, they get these nice yellows. They don't have such a perfect pitch black stripe like the leopard. Normally leopard gives you a lot of speckling, but when it comes to clown, it really focuses along its spine more than the Mojave does, and it's a lot darker. This one will be easy if you guys have seen all of our other videos. We have posted about these two quite a few times. One of these is just a GHI clown. So, is this one right here a GHI clown, or do you think B is just our GHI clown? This one will be a little bit tricky, just because the normal GHI clown is just such an amazing looking normal GHI clown. It kind of can throw people off, but our completely normal GHI clown would actually be A. This other one is actually a GHI Mojave clown. He's very light in color, especially compared to when he first hatched. Lesser GHI clowns are even lighter than he is, but when you add Mojave, which we saw earlier, and GHI, which you see right here, which is the first one, option A, it makes this beautiful GHI Mojave clown. His name is actually Gil. We produced him here, and the GHI female that we have, she is just fantastic. Her name is Buffy, and she's just a beautiful, beautiful looking normal GHI clown. Alright, this one is going to be a little bit easier, especially if you know what a blade is, but there is such thing as a blade clown, and then there's a normal clown. So here's option A and option B. One of these is a blade clown. Can you tell which one it is? I will give you a hint that one of them has much deeper colors, much darker, much more standard looking, and the other one is a lot more yellow. That's not because of blade or not blade. They just happen to have a lot of variation in their colors. It's really just the pattern you're going for. But if you guess B, that is our blade clown. She's beautiful yellows, beautiful bright colors, and she's a fantastic looking clown in general, but the blade really adds another level of depth and color and cleanness in her colors. This one might be slightly difficult. These are actually two babies. So one of these is actually a yellow belly or asphalt. So what's kind of strange is if you breed a highway or a freeway, in our case we had a highway, which is a asphalt yellow belly, and he also had a bunch of other genes in it, and when you breed something that's freeway or highway to anything, all the babies are guaranteed to be either one or the other gene. They're either yellow belly or asphalt. So we don't know without genetic testing Some people say that you could tell with color with age, but right now these are pictures from them right out of their egg. So one of these is either a yellow belly / asphalt, he's one or the other, and the other one is not. So here's option A, and here's option B. We'll make sure to put these guys up here while I describe them and what they are. So if you did not know, option A is actually a completely normal ball python. This is a natural color. It's called wild type. It is what you would find generally if you went and found these guys in the wild. This is a totally normal ball python. They can really, really vary in range when it comes to this asphalt or yellow belly. The color is pretty much the same. There's a little bit of almost speckles in his brown. There's just a slight difference when put directly side by side. It's a lot easier to tell, but if you were just glancing or didn't know the pairing, it could be a very strange looking normal, and that would be something that a lot of people would not pick up on. But little subtleties, especially when picking out different ball pythons that are more simple genes. That's why it could take actually years to be able to look at them and say, okay, this is not a normal. This one's going to be a little bit tricky as well. These are both female pieds, and one of them is our black pastel pied female. So we've got option A, and we have option B. So like I said, one of these is our black pastel pied, and it is actually B. Our cinnamon pied is actually A. When it comes to either cinnamon or black pastel, when you mix it into a pied, you get very high white animals majority of the time. Sometimes they'll get a little bit of color towards their tail. They'll get a couple little polka dots, but a majority of the color is just on their head and around their head. But normally a black pastel is a little bit darker, has a little bit more blacks rather than browns. So you can see our cinnamon pied when put up next to the black pastel. She's a little bit more browns than black, but really you need to know the pairing to be 100% certain, and I know what these two were, what their parents were, so I can be certain about it. But that one for sure was on the trickier side. So here are two babies. I'll show you guys actually two different examples. This is two babies from this season, and I will show you guys some babies from last season. And in each of these photos there is one Purple Passion and there is one Super Phantom. Can you guys tell the difference between the two of them? I personally have always struggled with how people always love Purple Passion so much more than Super Phantoms. But if you know between these two pictures right here, the Purple Passion is always the lighter colored one. And with age, they really tend to brown out and not have those great purples. When it comes to Super Phantoms, like here's an older picture of one of my Super Phantoms, hold back from a couple of years ago. She is actually incredibly purple still. She's really kept all of her dark colors. She has amazing contrast, but then when you look at, for example, here's our adult Purple Passion female or male, put a picture of either of them. They really kind of brown out with age and don't hold that purple. So I always thought people would like Super Phantoms more. I definitely do. But people, for whatever reason, always seem to gravitate towards the Purple Passion. I don't know if it's because of the name or just be like that lighter animal. But Purple Passion, Super Phantom, they can be a little difficult to tell the difference if you don't know what you're looking for. And our last one of these is a Banana Cinnamon Pied. We have a picture A, and we have picture B. Can you tell which one is the Banana Cinnamon Pied? So this one, unfortunately, I did try to trick you guys. Hopefully I didn't. We actually have a picture of Dad, which is B over here, and we actually have a picture of the daughter that he produced this season. And they are actually exactly the same. They are both Banana Cinnamon Pieds. The only difference is he is the male and he's a female maker, and she is just a regular old female. When it comes to these guys, banana can be kind of tricky when it comes to what your odds are going to be. I've done a whole video on it, but just to lightly touch on it, if you have a female banana, whatever she produces, all the offspring should be 50-50, whether they're more bananas, more normals, more any other gene that you have. But when, let's just say you have a banana pied, but it's a male maker, meaning its dad was a banana, then you are going to get mostly male bananas for that entire clutch. I actually used him, and that was the only cinnamon banana that we produced this season, and she was a female, proving that he indeed a female maker for banana. But we had another clutch with our banana Enchi clown male, and everything that was not banana, because he's a male maker, should have been female, and we ended up only getting one girl, one boy. So we didn't really have great odds with that, but with banana that does happen. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you guys like this a little bit different. I know I go a lot of different things about different educational videos, different care guides, but I thought this would be just kind of fun, test you guys out, see what you really know, what morphs and stuff. I have a ton of other snakes I could do. I've got a lot of other babies I can do if you guys like this type of thing. But if you haven't already, please subscribe. We do a few videos every single week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.